Dual forms is a great technology that allows us to create beautiful extensions within 1 hour. But sometimes the result is not as we expected. Nails look thick or bulky, they break or have cracks on the sides. In this video, we are going to review the most frequent mistakes and what you should do to avoid them. Hello, I'm Anastasia, and the first mistake is choosing the dual forms that will not bring you the expected results. You need to make sure that they are flexible and they have enough curve to build the apex and the proper structure. All you need to do is just to look on them from the side view. So this dual form on the top is too flat, it will not allow you to create the apex that you expect. When you will do the nails, you will see that they always turn out flat. Make sure it looks like this and it will allow you to create a good enhancement. Dual forms that I liked were by Rossi or Modelones, also are pretty good. Next mistake is not as dramatic but still can make your life easier. Before applying the product on the dual form, whether it's polygel or hard gel, you need to apply a thin layer of the base coat, and I recommend you to clean the sticky layer afterward, so the product will not slide or run all over and you will place it exactly where you need it. Next mistake is choosing the right size of the dual form, and this one is crucial. If you choose the dual form that is smaller and not as wide as the natural nail plate, you will definitely get in trouble, as you might see the cracks on the sides that will end up with nails simply breaking. So it is even better to choose the one that is bigger and file it afterwards. If you are concerned that the nail might turn out too wide, you can pinch the nails, but make sure that the dual forms is as wide as the widest part of the natural nail plate. I see many mistakes while application, so when applying product into the dual form, you need not just slap it right there, but just imagine that you are actually building the structure of the nail. If you will apply too much, you will end up with excessive product squeezing from the dual form as you apply it. And yes, we can clean it with a brush, but if there will be too much product, you will still not get the result that you expect. Try to apply the exact amount that you will need. Next mistake is the opposite, applying not enough product. Sometimes we apply it into the dual form and it looks so beautiful, and we also flatten it out to get a beautiful smooth surface, and it looks like this. It looks great, no doubt, but it will not be durable. After a couple days, the nails will simply break because we do not have apex in the right spot and the nails are simply too flat. So make sure you have the apex on point. Next mistake is when you apply not enough product near the cuticle or along the side walls, and it also may lead to bubbles. I decided to use black polygel so you can clearly see it. Here near the cuticle there is not enough product, there is no black. So usually what happens here, the nail technicians start to squeeze it even more and we will end up with a flat nail with no apex. If you notice this problem, I recommend you to take off the form and start over. Sometimes the product might be missing on the side walls as well. Now we can clearly see it because it is black polygel, but with clear or pink you might not notice it. If you will cure the nail like this, the side wall will be extremely thin. This nail is likely to break within the next day, so make sure you have enough product on the side walls as well. Next mistake may occur even if you did the perfect application and perfect form fitting, but sometimes if you will squeeze or press on the dual form too much, the product will squeeze out and you will not get the structure that you need. So once you set the product and the dual form on top of the nail, you need to squeeze it a little bit. Now take a look from the side view, and once you see that you have parallel side walls, just cure it right away. Next mistake is applying product too close to the cuticle and the side walls. Sometimes we want to make this cuticle work so perfect that we squeeze in too much. Remember, the product cannot go under the cuticle, so make sure you will always leave a tiny margin between the skin and the product. If you will apply it too close, you might not even be able to file it off later and you will end up with product lifting. If it happened, I recommend you to take the product off, clean everything and start over. Next mistake is when you avoid working with the product underneath the nail. When we apply the dual form, basically it creates the perfect surface on the top for us, so we only need to even out the product underneath. Some of my students are saying like, well, I'm going to file it with a bit anyways, why should I do the work with a brush? Well, first of all, some clients have really deep grooves, some clients will not really let you to go deep there, and trust me, it's so much easier and faster to do all the work with a brush rather than with a bead. If you will not do this, this is what will happen. After a couple of weeks, the nail will be too thick underneath and it will be most likely to break, or the cracks on the sides may appear. The last but not least mistake happens during filing. Normally, when working with dual forms, we are not supposed to file a lot, only do the shaping. But sometimes, if the product squeezed into the cuticle, we need to file this area as well. So make sure you file it carefully, that you are filing only the product, not the natural nail. Also, when filing the product underneath, sometimes we really want to make the nails thin, so make sure they are not extremely thin and you are only evening out the surface. Hold the client's nail with your opposite hand firmly and hold the drill bit flat so it will not overfile the product. If you would like to learn more about sculpting with dual forms, I have an online course that covers basically everything you need to know: how to fit the form, how to cut it, how to set it, how to do the application, square and almond shape, French style, infills and more. Your assignments will be graded by a live teacher and you will get a certificate of completion at the end. All the links will be in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. If you happen to be first time here on my channel, consider subscribing, as I post new tutorials and troubleshooting videos just like this one every week. And I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.